Hi, it's Danny Perkins at Soul Meets Business, and today I want to talk to you about creating a strategic plan that you'll not only love, but you'll actually refer to all year long. In my past as a leadership development manager at a Fortune 100 company, and later as a consultant to small and mid-sized businesses, I've worked with a lot of different leaders on creating their strategic plans. And I find a pattern that emerges with these business leaders when they're working on their strategic plans. Typically, they will labor over the numbers, try to fill in the blanks, come up with their SWOT analysis and their SMART goals, and really try to make the numbers work. And what ends up happening is they spend a lot of time tinkering and trying to make these numbers fit together. Eventually they get a little frustrated with it, and then they just start filling in the blanks in order to get it done. And what they end up with is a plan that they're not excited about, and they just stick it in a drawer for 11 months until they start the process over again. Obviously, that's not a recipe for moving forward in your business. What I want you to consider when you're kicking off your strategic planning process is to start outside of your comfort zone. And there's a reason for that, because when we're doing things the way that we always do, we develop a lot of self-limiting beliefs about what's possible based on what we've done in the past and what we think we can do now. Whereas if you shake that up a little and start outside of your comfort zone, then new possibilities emerge that you might not have thought of. And let me explain what I mean by that. Many of us leaders, myself included, are pretty left-brained when it comes to thinking about planning for our business. So dealing with numbers, dealing with logic, these are pretty comfortable places for us to work. What I want to suggest is that if that describes you, that you actually start your strategic planning process in a completely different way. Make it very creative. Now, the flip side of that is for those of you who are very right-brained and creative leaders, you want to start with the more numbers-oriented, logical thought process. So for you, I would recommend that you start your strategic planning process by actually downloading from Google a strategic planning template. And generally these are an Excel template that you just fill in the blanks. And you'll start with the numbers, and you'll actually make friends with the numbers through this process. So you start with what you want your goal to be for the year financially. And then as you fill in the template, you're looking at what's possible financially to meet that goal. Now for the left-brainers, this is going to feel really uncomfortable. But what I want you to do is to start with a very creative process, kind of an art project. So the first step is to involve your team, if you have one, really get them involved in this process right from the start. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, it builds engagement. It gets them more excited about what you're trying to do as a company. But also, it brings different perspectives to the process, and with different perspectives come different ideas and possibilities about how you might achieve your goals. So definitely involve your team. The next step is to come up with a metaphor for your strategic plan. So in the case of my business, I use a metaphor of a tree. It has roots, it has a trunk, it has branches and leaves. It gets fed through the soil, and it gets fed through water and sunlight, and all of these things become different elements of our strategic environment. So you could use any metaphor you like. I like the tree because it signifies growth. You could also try using a map, like an actual treasure map that shows where you want to go, what you might encounter on the way, who might be able to help, who might get in the way of your success, what tools will help you on your path. So really build an art project out of it. And again, If you're a linear thinker, this can be a little uncomfortable, but that's the point, is to really get you outside of your normal way of thinking so that new possibilities open up. Now, once you've done that, once you've started your plan outside of your comfort zone, then you get to switch and polish it up, working in your genius. And I promise you, if you kick off your process this way, your plan will be so much richer and more exciting than it otherwise would be. So that's it for today. Next time I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to actually structure your plan so that it's a document that you can refer to over and over again throughout the year. So I'd love to hear what you think. If you have any ideas for a metaphor that you might use in your business, or any ideas you have for brainstorming in this initial process, we'd love to hear it. You can comment below or go to the Soul Meets Business blog or to the Soul Meets Business Facebook page. This is Danny Perkins. Thanks so much for watching.